Hello everyone, welcome back to Glitz and Glitter. Today, I told you yesterday, is going to be completely different. UV resin jewelry without a mold. I didn't tell you that part. So if you saw my Amazon live on February 7th, 2025, if this is a few years later, you saw me do the resin necklaces and earrings. But a lot of you don't make it to the Amazon lives for whatever reason. Timing, devices don't, whatever. It doesn't matter. I'm going to do it again today because I think this is the coolest. Now, I have to be honest. When Let's Resin reached out to me and I said, what would you like for the UV project? Because we do an epoxy project, a UV project once a month. It's always the first Saturday of the month, 7 p.m. And we do a mold for epoxy and we do UV resin. This time they sent me their little short of making the water droplet technique, and I was a little surprised, scared, intimidated, and I was like, oh my gosh, how am I ever going to do that? I've never done that before. How am I going to do this in 1 week? So I tested out yesterday a couple of things. It was so much fun. I want to bring it to you on a full-length video. There's a couple videos out there. They were way too long for me to watch. I basically went off the short that I saw on Let's Resin. I also looked up, it was Artie Creations who did earrings. Now I'm going to take what she did and put my own twist on it. So we're going to make a necklace and earrings, and let me show you what we're going to do. Here's a finished product. Here's a necklace that we have made, me have made. This is all UV resin. This is the Let's Resin Black and the Let's Resin White. Right out of the bottle, right onto the necklace. There's the black, here's the white. That was the second one I made. This was the first one I tried. This is the clear and the pink pearlescent type from Let's Resin. And then I just added the crimps and the, whatever they call it, claw hook or something. I don't know. I'm not a jewelry maker. Now, this one is not perfect. It's got a few flaws. But honestly, I think this is, yeah, this is the front. You can barely tell the front from the back, and I'm going to show you why. Now, let me show you the pair of earrings I made, and I'm going to show you how to do all of this today. Are those pretty or what? So, Artie Creations made something similar. I just took it, changed a little bit, and then I'm trying it myself, and I thought they were so cute and so beautiful. Now you can do any color you want. I did blue. So these were my practice ones. I did not do any of these on video. By the time you're watching this, obviously my live is over, but I'm prepping for a live, so I'm filming this before the live actually happened. So you are going to see my third one I ever made, and basically the fourth one is going to be on that live. Okay, first of all, I asked my husband for some fishing line, and he gave me this. This is 50-pound test. He also gave me this one. This is 14-pound test, if that tells you anything. This one is much thinner than this one. And I'm going to do the necklace out of the 50 and the earrings out of the 14. I don't know if there's rules on this or not rules on this, but I'm doing it the way I'm doing it. So I can't tell you if this is the right way or the wrong way. So you're going to want a silicone mat that's clean. And I see that there's something on. I thought I just cleaned it, but I have been working on here, making sure I kind of know what I'm talking about before I'm telling you how I'm doing it. So what I did here, I mean, you can measure this. Now, if you look them up, people have done double necklaces, triple necklaces, quadruple necklaces. I don't know how to do all that. I mean, I know you got to crimp them all together. I'm literally a beginner. So I'm not going to do a double, triple, or quadruple. And they look really fancy, and I have no idea where you would use something that fancy. So let me just get a piece of tape over here real quick before I do anything. That's the only thing I think I didn't bring over. So we're sticking with a single, and you can take and run with it however you would like to run with it. I didn't measure anything. I'm just guessing here. Now this will be a big, and you don't have to go all the way. You could just decorate however much you want. Let me see this compared to these. Yeah, that one's a little bit bigger. And this one fits around my neck. So maybe we won't do all the way. All I did, and it takes a couple to get used to it, to squeeze the bottle. So I did look for a black, I have a black squeeze bottle, the needle tip. However, the needle tip is basically the same size as this one. It's not really a needle. I want this to lay flat. There we go. It's just holding that together for me in a circular shape, kind of, and the silicone mat will help as well. So this is my high viscosity, and I'm using the high viscosity because it's going to hold its shape a little bit faster, longer, I should say, than your clear hard type. And I'm just going to, let's see, I'm going to start, let me move these things out of the way. I think I'm going to use this pink. I pulled out the colored resin kits, the colored pearlescent kit, because I'll probably be adding a color to this. I think I'm going to start at my like pendant portion right here at the bottom and work my way. See, I did it the opposite way on the, I'm just trying to get this round. That's all I'm trying to do. And I could basically pin it down with UV resin too. I'm going to just make like the focal piece of the piece, if you know what I mean. And you could do it however you want. So I'm just going to pull it, put a drop there, maybe pull it down, put another drop, and that's all I'm going to do for now. Grab my little UV light here. I do have my cordless UV light that I will be using most of it, but I do want to just quickly get that set. And I think I'm going to do, I'm going to try to go symmetrical. I didn't do it on the test piece. Now you got to get the hang of your dots so they're about the same size. And I don't want that bubble in there. Keep your UV resin. Come on. I forgot that one isn't, and I don't want to use that one. Let me just get a scribe to pop this bubble. And it didn't really go out of form very much. Keep your resin like tilted or upside down so you don't get those little bubbles. You're basically going to make your pearls over the string. We're going to flip it over and do this all over again. So I think I'm going to do like a second centerpiece, if you might call it, but just a little bit shorter. Like that. Get it set. It's more like a teardrop, so I'm going to try to match it on the other side. That wasn't the best. I think I might fix this. I don't like that side. And again, this is not anything. I'm going to try to do this side the same. As same as I can get it. And I do want to pop these bubbles. It's not perfect, and it's not going to be perfect because I'm on camera. And I see a bubble right there, but it's probably too late already, so we're leaving it. We got to do this all over on the back side. Now you can go all the way around. You could just stop here, however you want to do it. So now I'm just going to take and make some pearls. Where is my light? Here it is. I've got all kinds of resins out just in case I need them. So I've got my UV light, but I don't want to block your view. What I'm going to do here is space. If you want another color, make sure you're spacing for that other color. And once you get the hang of the pressure that you need to put on, it's much easier. And I only do like 4 or 5 at a time, whatever's going to fit under that light. Pop the bubble. And then I literally cure it. I just grab my light and I hold it over just to set it. And I totally ruined that other one because it wasn't completely set. So I don't know if I will be able to fix that or not, to be honest with you. I don't even know if I can rip that off and start over. See right there? Totally messed it up. I'm going to try to fix it because it's not exactly the same as the other one. I don't really like that one, unfortunately. I wonder if I could pull it off. I don't know. Let's do 4 on this side. I'm going to move my light off. Again, try to get your pressure the same. It's just, and they're probably not spaced exactly, but this is really just an example for you how I made that. I'm just going to set my light there for a couple minutes until it's set. Okay, those are pretty good. What I'm going to try to do when I flip it over is tear that one off and see if I could start over again. Now I got to get my resin back down in the bottle. I'm probably going to have a bubble. I'm going to do another set of 4. Just like that. Whoops. Turn my light on. I'm just going to put it on the lighting setting where it won't shut off at all. That way I could just move it when I need it. Again, this is not going to be the most professional, but you're going to get the idea. And then you can play with it at home. So I just want it kind of set there, and then I'm going to do the same thing over here. 4 more drops. I'm trying to get the drop in the center of the filament and spaced evenly. And then set it. And I think I'll just do a couple more on each side. And then we're going to do the back side. And I think I'm going to do the back side a little bit different than I did on the first set I did. I don't want them all clear. Actually, no, I need to put, I'm going to put this set. I want to put a centerpiece in between all of these. I'll do 4 more on each side and get that set. So if you have a UV light handy that you can move like this, I would recommend getting that out. And it's just enough. And then I'm going to leave the light on for a little while. Oops. I need to hold this down to the board because it's kind of popping up. And there's a bubble in that one. 2, 3, 4. Come on, pop. Just going to grab my light. And then I'm going to choose a color to go in the center of all these. In between them all, I should say. I really want to fix that one though. Hopefully I can. Because this one looks way better than that one. I just take my scribe and tap them. These are almost there. It doesn't take too long. I do want to get that set so I can get it off the mat. So because I'm not happy with this one, I'm going to pull it off now. See if I can get this one off. Oh, I don't think so. I think it's completely... Oh, look at this. I got it off. That's amazing. Okay, let's try this again. Oops, that one moved. That one moved. But I got that one off. So I'm going to hold this back down and try to duplicate this other side the best that I can. Where's my lights? Get that set. Because I didn't want to add a color between all of that if I could not get that off. So that was good. It did go all the way around the string, but it wasn't too hard to rip off. And we're not going to let that happen when you're wearing it because we're not completely done. We're only like 1/3 done with this. So what I'm going to do, let me get this whole side set until I'm happy with it, and then I will pick a color and we'll go in between. So instead of the pearlescent pink, I'm going to use the dark colored pink. And we're going to see what this looks like. So I'm just gonna, let me start out back here and see how I do before I go up front. Get that first bubble out of there. So I'm going for transparent just to have that transparency look to it. Of course, there's a bubble. Come on. Once you get the bubble out of your bottle, you're good to go, but I'm just dropping a drop in between. Now, I don't want to do too many at a time. Let me get my light because my light's not that wide to do it. And I'm just setting them, and then you can go back and cure completely. I'm just going to move the light out of the way. There's another bubble. I'm just kind of filling up the space. And now you don't have to do this step. You don't have to fill up the space. You can have like a floating necklace with that cord. But this is a pretty wide... if you were going to do a floating one, I would say use that thinner monofilament or whatever they call it. Just so you don't really see it. So I'm just going to finish up going all the way around this. Oh, this stinking bubble. Trying not to go bigger than the one next to it. Get them cured. Let me finish up this and then I'll show you the next step. I've got them all finished, so now it's time to flip it over. Now you guys have so many options when it comes to these. Let me just clean that off. I'm going to move this aside. I don't want to put the top of my necklace, if that's still wet, on there. So I'm just going to wash this down again with some alcohol. And if that's permanent, then it's permanent, but I just don't want wet UV resin touching. No, it came off, so it was not completely. Okay, so now you flip it over, and this is where you make your decisions on what you want to do now. What I want to try this time, first of all, I'm going to go back over the pink. The pink is going to stay the way it is. And what you want to do is finish making your little pearl. I'm just going to put a dot of pink over every pink one. Of course, 4 at a time or 5 at a time. And then cure it. Let's get my light. So just get it set. Go around the whole thing if you want. I'm going to hold this upside down. You could do the same with the clear. If you want it just pink and clear, just do that. What I want to try, and I saw somebody do it in, I don't know names, guys. They're shorts. I don't look at names. They backed their clear with several different colors. Like their pendant, they put 3 colors on it. Some they put glitters on it. So I pulled out my Blossom glitter because it's a pink and goldy shift. And I think I'm going to try to back these in the glitter since it goes with this pink color and see what that looks like under the clear. And you, like I said, you can leave them clear or you can, let me just, the first one always gets a bubble in it. Or you can change the color. It might look like a reflection from the water, like a water ripple effect. So I thought that would be cool. So let me finish up the pink. I'm going to go all the way around and then we're going to mix up the glitter. The pink is all done. Doesn't take very long at all. So it looks like little pearls all the way around. And here's the front. Looks pretty. So I think I'm going to try it. I don't know. I'm not sure yet. I was going to say I'll try it back there first, but at one point, I mean, if I do it, I have to do it. So I'm just going to put some glitter in this little tiny cup, squirt my UV resin in there, and I'm going to, probably obviously don't need this much probably, but too late now. Let me grab something to mix it with. I need it much more watery than that. So I think I'm going to grab my clear hard type because the glitter is going to make it thick. So I don't really have to worry about the high viscosity at this point. All right, that looks good. I don't want to use this to put it on though, so let me grab something to clean this off. I don't like these silicone tools getting messed up, so I just want to wash it right now before I forget. All right, so what I'm going to do, I think this is my first time trying glitter. Let's just start here. I'm going to start on the biggest one, and I'm going to drip it onto the back. Basically top coating it. Just pretend you're top coating a pendant or something on the smaller side. And then let's see, we'll do the 3 main pieces, and if we don't like it, we stop. How's that? As if I can get your input at this moment. If I don't like it, I will stop. So we'll do the, and you basically won't be getting it off. I wonder if you can cut it off at this point. If you mess up, you probably can cut it off if you needed to. Let me move this out of the way so the light doesn't get it. Get that cured so we could flip it over and see what it looks like. It's cured good enough that we could check it and see what it looks. Oh, I do like that. Look at that. I mean, you could leave it as it is if you want to. Leave the clear there. I mean, there's a billion different ways to do these. But I think I'm going to go ahead and continue on with that style for today's. I'm only going to do one today because I want to show you the earrings. But it's basically, you get the gist of it. You just take it and run with it however you see fit. I mean, these would be really pretty and stand out at your craft shows, I think. I mean, I've never seen these at a craft show. And I go to every one that I possibly can go to. But they would definitely catch my eye. And it's something, I mean, for a dressy night, you can make it as dressy as you want. Like I said, look up some tutorials. They're really not tutorials. But you can make them double strand, triple strand. They're just beautiful. They look really beautiful. And it's literally UV resin. That's it. All right. I'm going to finish up all of this so I don't bore you. I just want to get these set. And then I will show you the end product. All right, here it is. It's all finished. What do you think? I like the glitter behind it. I really do. It's not perfect. Of course it's not perfect. It's my third one. So I'll show you how I finished it. The jewelry makers out there are probably going to cringe, but I don't know any different. So I'm going to go with what I'm going to do. All right, I need my scissors. What did I do with my scissors? Okay, so I went out and I bought some crimps and some claws. I already had some jump rings. So these crimps were 6mm and they don't fit. I'm assuming you're supposed to be able to push the cord through the crimp. However, they didn't have any bigger crimps at Hobby Lobby today, and I can't get it through here. I've even trimmed it. I've cut it at an angle. So this is how I'm going to do what I do and make it up as I go. So I'm cutting right down here on both sides. And maybe I'm right. I have no clue. Like I said, I'm going to take this crimp, which is very tiny and fiddly. And if it goes through, great, but I highly doubt it's going to because it's very thick line. It's not going to. So what I'm going to do is take my crimper. I'm going to crimp it right on the end. And maybe you're supposed to do this, maybe you're not. I'm assuming you're supposed to push it through. But because it worked on my last one, I'm going to go ahead and do it on this one. So I'm just going to crimp this as hard as I possibly can onto my cord. And it didn't come off, and it doesn't seem to be coming off. So I'm going to do the same thing on this side. It's so fiddly. And that one's not pushing through. I did try them on the thinner line, and it went right through on the thinner line. So I'm assuming that's what you're supposed to do, but I don't know. What do I know? I'm not a jewelry maker, but I wanted to do this so you guys could do it. All you jewelry makers out there, just crimp that together. And that's stuck. Then I'm going to take this jump ring, put it on one side. And I don't know if it has a certain side it has to go on. I have no clue. So it's just going where I put it. Just gonna close this one. Oops. Make sure you open them side to side and not open front to back, if you know what I mean. That way it keeps its circular shape. All right, so side to side, and I'm just gonna put it back in its place. And then this one came with the jump ring, so I'm just gonna use it. Open it up side to side like that. Pop it on this one. This is why I don't do jewelry. It's just too fiddly for me. And then close it. And there is your hook. Whoops. Let me close it. Give it a try. Come on. It's not easy with gloves on either. Come on, open up. Oh, don't tell me this one doesn't work. After all that, why isn't it opening? There we go. It was stuck. Come on. There we go, it's opening. And there is the necklace. This side is the back. This side is the front. What do you think? I love it. I think it's so super cool. Of course, it's not circular because I went too close. See, this side is a little more, so you don't want to go as close like I did on there because it won't like move. You know what I mean? So try to keep your pearls a little separated more than that. I just now noticed that. This side won't bend. And this side will. Okay, so let's get on to these earrings. We're going to duplicate this, except I'm not going to do blue. I am going to do the pearl white, if I have enough. I have 2 bottles of these, but this is my favorite one, and I think it's almost gone. So let me move this stuff out of the way. So what I built the whole thing from pieces. So I have these posts for the earrings. I went to the store and I bought strings of pearls. These are just bead pearls. And I don't like the hole, but there's nothing I can do about that. So the other part I need, I got a couple rhinestones. And what did I do with that other piece? Maybe I didn't take any out. Okay, I bought these things and I have no clue what they're called. But I'm sure you guys can put it in the description box or the comments so the other people can find what they are. So these are like, they fit like a pearl. I'm assuming that's what you're supposed to do with them, but I'm not going to do that. What I'm going to do, I bought this glue jewelry and metal glue. Now it worked for this portion. It didn't work for the rest. So I'm going to just redo what I did. I put a little bit on the post here. And how did I do it? Yes, I put it on the side where one of the holes is. So I covered one of the holes, and this hole is facing forward, as if you will see it, because the earring's going to go in your ear like this, and you'll have that hole, and that's what the rhinestone is for. But I'll do the rhinestone last. See, now this stuck really quickly, but when I went to put this on with that glue, it didn't work. So I don't know. I used UV resin. So I'm going to do this again on this one and put the hole down. And it bonds so quickly, the metal to this, but this metal did not bond to that. So I don't know what the deal was. So let me get these dried as much as I can before we move on. So the next thing I did, these are dry enough. I took some UV resin. I just squirted it on my table here. Grab your scribe. So I got one right here. And I'm not saying this is right or wrong. I'm saying this is the way I did it. I dipped it onto that back of that. I have my little light here. And I'm holding it sideways and getting it cured as much as I can. Enough to let it catch like that. And just continue curing it. And then I'm going to take another little drop just to hold it a little bit better while we're working. I put a little drop of UV resin in there and cure that. You can use your bonding resin, it goes a little quicker. So I'm going to get that one done. Let me get the second one done the exact same way. Flip this over. So the cup is on the bottom. So this is the curvature part. Grab your resin. I'm just going to put a little dot. I wish that glue would have held. It just wouldn't hold, and I don't know why. Unless this is not the right kind of metal. Just going to get that started so I could flip it over. And then put a dot on the inside to hold it in. For now. We're going to be putting more in here in a little bit. So make sure you don't, if you want to try this, don't fill that up right now. We need to make our little dangles and adhere them inside of this. That seems to be good. And this one seems to be good. So if you're looking head on, see how that is curved down? So we're not going to see the dangles. Okay. Let me just move this. I'm going to get the thin line out now. This is the thin line. I'm just going to cut a piece random. Whoops, missed. All right, what I did was I cut 6 pieces, 3 different sizes. So we'll do, depending on how long you want them to dangle. I did long, medium, and short. One for each earring. So there's my longs. There was a medium. And then I'll do 2 shorts. That's all. And hope my white is going to do me good here. So then I just place these down separated so I could work like this without them all over the place. Okay, hopefully we got enough white in here. If not, we can make our own with crushed crystal and some resin. So let's start with the little ones. Of course, that bubble. I'm just going at the very end of that filament line. And I want to get it cured. The best, just set, not really cured. It's not going to cure through because we have a blue background. It'd be better to do it in your dual UV light. But I put it in the dual light after I was finished. I'm going to do the same thing on the medium. A dot there. And a dot there at the bottom. Cure that. Now the long one, I put 2 dots. You could do 2, 3, 4. You could do whatever you want. I'm just showing you what I did. Just an idea. And if you guys do this, please share on my Facebook group what you did and tag me. I don't see a ton of it unless you tag me. You got to tag me in these things or I'm not going to see much of it. I don't get to Facebook till late at night. Now I'm going to do that. Try to keep them the same. You want earrings that look the same. And then we're going to do the exact same thing. And that's flip these over and continue, put the other backing on to make it look like a little pearl. I think I'll put another one right here, just little. And I think these will look really, really pretty with the pearl earring. Fancy, and I had plenty. I don't need any more white. That's all. Oh no, I got to do the backs. Never mind. Never mind. I lied. So I'm just gonna. They're pretty good. All right, let me turn my light off. I'm just gonna flip them over however you want. Don't put it on the wet spot. I'm just gonna flip them like this. Get them flat as you can. Whoops. Do it up there. You can use your hands too, but again, fiddly work. Get them pulled off of your silicone. And again, move to a different spot because we have UV resin uncured there. And I should have left this upside down and I didn't. Let me get it to the front. Hopefully it's at the front now. Now I'm just going to do the same exact thing. No, it's not. A little dot on the backs of all of them. And that's just going to hold that to the string. I barely have anything in here. Let me get these cured. This bottle is basically empty because it was my favorite color in the whole bunch. They give you 2 of the white ones in that kit. And there's a reason for it because you're going to fall in love with it and use it most of the time. But like I said, you can make your own. Put a little bit of mica powder or crushed crystal if you want to in some UV resin. Let me get these ones done. It's always the first one that has the bubble every time, even though I'm holding this upside down. All right. I'm going to get these completely cured and then we'll move on. Okay, these are cured, and what I did next is I'm going to hold this. I'm using my bonding resin because that's what it's really for. I'm going to just put a dot of resin on my table over here, hopefully away from the light enough. I took a large, a medium, and a small from each one, and I want my light on over here. I don't know that you'll be able to see it, but what I'm going to do, let me turn the light on. I'm scooping the resin from the dot onto the edge of this. I'm going to hold it in the center of that until it cures while it's dangling basically up, but it will be down. Just enough, and it was tricky earlier. It was tricky, and you have to be patient because there's not a lot of resin on the tip of that. Just enough for it to hold. Now the bonding resin holds quicker than your normal resin. Let me just hold this upside down and see if that's how I want it. It's not exactly, I want it really straight up and down. And try to move it. And then I'm going to take the medium size, dip it into the resin again, hold it upside down, and hold it in the center until it bonds. I'm pretty sure I'm going to have to do that tall one over again because it fell over and I don't want it falling over. See, that one worked. That one's standing up straight. So let me take this one off. I'm going to cut it down so I can just cut that little piece of cured resin off of it and do it all over again. See how it's standing up? That's how I want it. Kind of from the center, standing up and under the light until it does that. So the tall one is much heavier, so it's a little harder to do. But once you get it caught, it'll stay. That should be caught. Then I'm going to do the smallest one. Same thing. I'm going to dip it in the resin, put it in the center, and hold it until it's caught. Oops, it went right through. I'm going to dip it again. And then once I get all three of them hanging, I'm going to fill it with the resin. Let me see if they're hanging okay. Yeah, they're hanging okay. Now I'm going to take my bonding resin, not really fill it, but I'm going to coat all of these strings in here to make sure they all stay the way they are, and then cure it. And it only takes, I don't know, 15-20 seconds for that bonding resin to catch. Let me check it. Yep, that is hard. Okay, so the last step for this one is a little crooked, but you get the idea. I'm going to take, let me shut that light off. Take my glue for my rhinestone. Come on. I need a knife. It dried around my nozzle. You could either put a pin in there to open it up. Sometimes just cleaning that off, yeah, fixes it. So then I'm just going to drop my rhinestone glue right over there. Get a little diamond. My gosh, what is this stuck? Get a little diamond and cover that hole and let that dry. I'm just gonna wipe that extra glue off. It dries clear, but, and there is your gorgeous. This one's a little crooked, but you get the idea. Probably could fix it. Oh yeah, you can even just move it. There we go. I will do the other one. It's not, once you get the hang of it, I mean, it's not horrible, but let me just get my light on. Whoops. I'm going to dip it back in the resin and get enough on there so it's going to catch. Got to be under. I'm trying to stay in the center of the earring so it's not hanging off from one side. Oh, I think it caught already. Cool. There's the large and the medium. And I think I got to fix the large one because it is not standing up the right way. And then I will get the small one. And you could do as many strings as you want if you want to do this style. I think the other person I was watching did like 5 strings. I was like, no, I don't want to do that many. Oh, this one's not sticking. Let me get another dip. I don't know why, but let's try it again. Come on. My hand could be blocking the light. Okay, there it is. I'm just going to fix them to make sure that they are hanging down, which they are not. Kind of move them where I want them. You could probably glue them all together first, but I don't know. I tried to do that earlier. It didn't really work out for me, so I didn't want to show you how much trouble that gave me. And I'm going to hold these while it cures together, I think. You would think it would be easier to just bind them all together, but I couldn't get them bound together very easily. I just got to get some of that resin off of this string, which I'll trim. Let me get those little teeny tiny scissors. Watch, wouldn't that be terrible if I clipped it right off? That would be terrible. I just want to clean that little piece of resin off there. And this one does not want to stay straight. So like I said, jewelry work is fiddly for me. And I don't want stuff on my hands. Hang on a minute. All right, I just finished it up the exact same way I did the first one, and I put it onto this card. So there they are. Probably can't see very well because the card is white, but they are beautiful. What do you think? You like this technique? I think it's really cool. Here's the blue ones. And again, you can build them however you want to build them. You don't have to use a pearl. You don't have to use these. There's other ways to do it, so get creative. This was the leftover. I actually had some leftovers today of the glitter that I had mixed up, so I just threw it in a pennant mold. Anyway, here is today's. I love the glitter behind it. This was my first try. See how this one is much more flexible because I have space between these pearls, most of the pearls, not all of them. And then this one is the second try. So I hope you liked it. Let me know what you think. I don't know. I've never seen it before until Let's Resin told me about it. It's been out there for a while, apparently. But I'm always last to the party, so that's okay. I will see you guys tomorrow. I hope you have a blessed day, everybody. Bye.
Glitz and glitter paint her way. She lights up hearts come what may. With a brush of faith she starts. Jesus whispers through her art. Patience blooms in every hue. Her love for viewers shines so true. Shimmer sparkles in her eyes. A radiant soul under bright skies. Glitz and glitter, Michelle, a story. Her colors tell faith and love in every part. Jesus guides her shining heart. Canvas dreams and sparkly streams. Her laughter flows like sunlit beams. With each stroke her spirit sings. A masterpiece of golden wings. She sprinkles joy like more.